Welcome to CBC Main News. Before we go into the details of the news, let's have a look at the headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema attends 120 years Baptist Church celebration in Mpongwe. Zambia ready to host World Health Organization meeting. Presbyterian women urged to lead in ending GBV. And Ministry of Agriculture announces commencement of FISIP redemption and deadline for maize sales to the Food Reserve Agency. With the detail, my name is Kondwelani Jose. The Baptist Church in Zambia is marking a major milestone, 120 years of existence. The commemorations were held in Mpongwe district on the Copper Belt with President Hakainde Hichilema in attendance. The president praised the church for its significant contributions to education, health, and national unity. He encouraged faith-based organizations to continue partnering with government to drive community development and promote moral values. Established in 1905, the Baptist Church is one of Zambia's oldest and most influential Christian denominations. Over the years, it has played a vital role in shaping the country's spiritual, social, and economic landscape. The Church's commitment to saving communities and promoting values of compassion, justice, and peace has made a lasting impact in the nation.
This national conference is special. It's special in the sense that since 1905, it's been 20 years since the early missionaries, the Baptist missionaries, set their basically bodies here. We land here, 127 years of missionary. We truly celebrate this special moment. From here, even from this area of Laputa, around here, that the Baptist missionary were spread to all parts of Zambia. I will thank the Baptist Union for its tremendous contribution in many areas of our society. Yes, the spiritual work, the evangelical work, but also in many economic and social sectors.
Zambia is set to host the 75th World Health Organization WHO Regional Committee for Africa, highlighting the country's growing role in regional health leadership. At a press briefing in Osaka, Minister of Health Dr. Elijah Julaki Muchima, speaking on behalf of the ministry, outlined the nation's preparedness for the meeting. The event, scheduled for August 25th to 27th at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, will bring together health ministers and senior officials from 47 African countries. The theme this year is Building a Healthier Africa Together, focusing on strengthening health systems, improving health security, and advancing universal health coverage. The conference is expected to address key issues such as malaria control, non-communicable diseases, and resilient health systems in the face of global challenges.
Members of the press, hosting the WHO Regional Committee for Africa marks a significant milestone for our country. This is the WHO's decision-making body on health policy in the African region, and thus forbids regional policies that move us towards universal health coverage and a secure, resilient African region able to withstand several public health threats. This regional committee comprises of ministers of health, thereby leading changes in delivery of health, inclusive and innovative health services for the people. With that, WHO for choosing Zambia as a hosting country. If there is a second chance, we are ready. Zambia stands ready to contribute meaningfully to the discussions that will shape the future of health across our continent. We are confident that the insights shared here will strengthen our collective response to emerging health threats, enhance universal health coverage, and accelerate progress towards sustainable development.
The Chipangali District Council Chairperson Maxon Nkoma has urged the central government to address the plight of tobacco farmers in Eastern Province. Over 2 million metric tons of tobacco are stuck, with little progress made to resolve the issue. Nkoma expressed sadness over the situation, warning that it threatens the livelihoods of thousands of farmers and undermines the province's agricultural potential. Nkoma appealed to President Hakainde Hichilema to take personal interest in the matter, emphasizing that the well-being of farmers is crucial to national food security, rural development, and economic growth. He acknowledged the efforts of the Tobacco Board of Zambia, but stressed that the pace of progress is too slow to inspire hope among affected farmers. Nkoma emphasized the need for immediate and concrete interventions to restore confidence and secure the livelihoods of tobacco farmers. He urged the government to handle the issue with urgency, given its impact on the farming community and province's agricultural potential.
As the father of the district, I wish to make an urgent appeal to central government to take time and seriously address the concerns of farmers who are currently stranded with their tobacco in Eastern Province. The government has both the mandate and responsibility to ensure that the matters affecting the farming community are attended to with urgency they deserve. It is deeply saddening to witness tobacco farmers who are stuck with over 2 million metric tons of tobacco, where little progress has been made to provide a solution. This situation threatens the livelihoods of the thousands of hardworking farmers in the province and is undermining the agricultural potential that the province has to offer. I therefore wish to call upon His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema to take personal interest and ensure that the farmers in Eastern Province are helped to find a solution that is going to lead into the farmers selling their tobacco to buyers. While we appreciate the efforts that have been made by the Tobacco Board of Zambia, but the pace of progress has been too far reached to be of any impact to the farmers. I thank you.
The Ministry of Agriculture has announced that the redemption of farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season under the Farmer Input Support Program FISP will commence on August 25, 2025. In an interview, Ministry of Agriculture Principal Public Relations Officer Balewa Zulu says the electronic Know Your Customer EKYC system will be used to verify beneficiaries, ensuring that only eligible farmers benefit from the program. Farmers are advised to use their own active mobile numbers and national registration cards (NRCs) for accurate identification. He says farmers who have sold maize and paddy rice to the Food Reserve Agency (FRA) will have 400 kwacha deducted from their proceeds as part of their farmer contribution for the 2025-2026 farming season. For farmers who have already been paid, authority to deposit ATD notifications will be issued to facilitate their deposits of the 400 kwacha contribution. Newly onboarded farmers will also be required to make a deposit of 400 kwacha upon receiving their ATD notifications. The government urges beneficiaries to use the inputs on their own fields and not sell or exchange them for cash. Any farmer or agro-dealer found violating these guidelines will be deregistered from the program. The Ministry of Agriculture remains committed to ensuring that FISP benefits the intended beneficiaries, strengthens national food and nutrition security, and contributes to the broader objectives of the agricultural sector.
As government, we wish to inform the nation, of course, the beneficiary farmers, input suppliers, and agro-dealers under the Farmer Input Support Program, FISIP, that the redemption process of farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season will officially commence on Monday, 25th of August 2025. As part of the government's commitment to enhancing efficiency, transparency, and accountability in the FISIP implementation, the Minister of Agriculture, in partnership with all the three mobile network operators, namely Airtel, MTN, and Zamtel, will introduce an electronic Know Your Customer system for verifying beneficiaries. This system is meant to ensure that only eligible farmers benefit, thereby improving accuracy in beneficiary identification. Farmers are therefore strongly advised to use their own active mobile numbers with names registered under their National Registration Cards, NRCs, and mobile money wallets. This is essential for accurate identification and processing of agricultural insurance and payments. This digitization effort speeds up beneficiary verification and payments and supports the government's broader goal of modernizing financial services in the agricultural sector. The Minister of Agriculture wishes to also inform all FISIP beneficiary farmers who have supplied a minimum of 10 bags of 50 kg of white maize grain and 7 bags of 40 kg pad rice, unpolished, to the Food Reserve Agency but have not yet received payment, that a 400 kwacha will be deducted from their proceeds as part of the farmer contribution for the 2025-2026 farming season. The direct deduction of the 400 kwacha as a farmer contribution from the crop sales is intended to minimize additional costs for farmers and to ensure a smooth and efficient start of the season. For farmers who have supplied white maize and pad rice to the Food Reserve Agency and have already been paid in full, authority to deposit ATD notifications will be issued to facilitate the deposit of the 400 kwacha contribution into the FISIP authorized accounts. Additionally, newly onboarded farmers will be required to make a deposit of their 400 kwacha as a farmer contribution into the respective FISIP accounts upon receiving their ATD notifications. This is part of the program's efforts to streamline farmer contributions and ensure overall program efficiency. It is the wish of the government that the farming inputs are received on time. Beneficiaries are strongly encouraged to use their inputs on their own fields and not to sell the seed or the fertilizer. They are also encouraged to redeem their e-vouchers only for farming inputs and not to exchange them for money. Any farmer or any agro dealer that will be found violating these guidelines will be registered and will no longer be allowed to participate on any government program going forward. The government of the Republic of Zambia remains resolute in its commitment to ensuring that the Farmer Input Support Program continues to benefit the intended beneficiaries, strengthen national food security, and ensure that it contributes to the broader objectives of the agricultural sector in line with the President's vision of delivering for the people.
Let's take a break and we'll be back shortly.
Hey, hey, hey! CBC Television presents
Battle of the Choirs.
Are you a singing group, choir praise team, musician or other? This is your battle to showcase your talent.
Register yourself now by sending us a short video clip of yourself or group via WhatsApp number 0968 261196. You may also come in person to our offices located on plot number 4 Zambezi Drive, Meanwood, Ibex Hill, Lusaka.
This is your time to shine. Don't delay to battle it out in
Battle of the Choirs.
Battle of the Choirs. See you there. We continue the news with a human interest story. In Nakonde, over 200 women who once depended on sex work are being given a new lease of life. Through the Tacinta program, the women received salon and restaurant equipment along with financial support to help them start small businesses. Beneficiaries shared personal stories of hardship, saying the support will help them build new lives. Speaking at the handover, Nakonde District Commissioner Marvelous Sia Sikapizie urged them to embrace the opportunity, while Tacinta Chairperson Professor Nkandulu reaffirmed the organization's mission to end sex work through empowerment. Founded in 1993, Tacinta has expanded across Zambia, especially in border towns where sex work is common. A women's church conference in Lusaka has had a call for stronger action against substance abuse and gender-based violence. Chawama aspiring Member of Parliament Timothy Katenga, speaking at the Monali Presbyterian Fellowship of Women gathering, said drug abuse is breaking homes and fueling violence. He urged women to protect their health, reject stigma, and not remain in abusive marriages that endanger their lives. Katenga also called for faithfulness in marriage, noting that strong families are key to strong communities. The conference, being held at Momba Secondary School, continues until Sunday under the theme Partners in Mission, Women Focused on God's Mission. We move on with the news and go to the courts. Chiengi Member of Parliament Given Katuta says that she mistook a Times of Zambia journalist for a United Party for National Development UPND cadre when he attempted to take photos of her after she was ordered to leave the National Assembly by the Speaker on 21st July 2023. Katuta was speaking when she described the alleged altercation she had with the Times of Zambia journalist Henry Chunza during the opening of her defense in a matter that she is charged with threatening violence contrary to the laws of Zambia. Katuta explained she was sent out of the National Assembly after she protested when the Minister of Infrastructure and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, made tribal remarks in his response to the then Petauke Member of Parliament Emmanuel J. Banda, who had asked when the road in his constituency was going to be worked on. Katuta said southern, western and northwestern provinces were the provinces to be given priority for roadworks, as they were neglected in the previous regime of the Patriotic Front government. She explained that because there is also poor road network in her constituency, she protested this statement by the minister along with other members of parliament from the opposition, but that because of her loud voice, she was spotted among the rest and ordered to leave the National Assembly. The accused told the court that it was during this time that she was exiting the National Assembly that she met Chunza, who started taking photos of her, and the alleged altercation occurred. Katuta has since denied that she did not spit on Chunza, but only asked him to stop, capturing her as she exited the National Assembly. However, earlier in this matter, the victim, Chunza, told the court that Katuta spat on him and called him a son of a dog. In this matter, Katuta is facing one count of threatening violence, contrary to Section 90A, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia. Allegations are that Katuta, on July 21, 2023, threatened to cause injury to a Times of Zambia photojournalist, Henry Chunza. This matter has been adjourned to 29 August 2025 for continuation of defense. Trial has commenced in a case of cyber harassment against United Party for National Development UPND Media Director Mark Simue. This is in a matter that Simue dragged Kaseba to court over statements he made against him which he feels are defamatory and damaging to his reputation. That the said Simue is a narcissist, con artist, who was appointed by UPND and Prime Television without a written letter of appointment, and the prosecution, in its attempt to provide evidence to the court against the accused person, having brought the first witness to take stand, Prime Television proprietor Gerald Shower, who has testified that Simue was an employee of the TV station who was engaged on part-time basis, further providing the court with a written contract of employment signed by both the witness and Simue during the time of engagement. The witness stated that Simue was employed on 1st October 2021 as a part-time analyst to be analyzing news 3 times in the week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and that this was a 3-year contract to run up to 30th September 2024 under an agreed monthly salary. The witness told the court that he wished to render in the contract to be used as part of evidence in this matter. Kaseba is facing 1 count of harassment utilizing electronic communication, which is contrary to Section 69 of the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act No. 2 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia. Allegations in this matter are that Kaseba, on 13th April 2024, whilst in Lusaka, using a computer system intentionally initiated an electric communication on his Facebook page called Mashila Kaseba Mashila, with an intent to intimidate, harassment, or cause emotional distress to Simue, with a posting to which he wrote, Mark Simue is a narcissist con artist who was appointed by UPND on Prime TV without a written letter of appointment. Presiding over this matter, Lusaka Magistrate Ida Piri has adjourned this matter to 26th September 2025 in order to allow Kaseba to get legal representation, as he has no lawyers to aid him. We move on in the news. Still at the courts, the Lusaka Magistrates Court has deferred judgment that was set for Friday 22 August 2025 to a later date, after one of the 2 accused persons, former Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanji, was reportedly unwell and not before court. When the matter was called before Acting Chief Resident Magistrate Irene Washimanga, Malanji's lawyers produced a sick note and notified the court that the accused person fell ill on 21 August 2025, which sick note the state examined and raised concerns that the indications of the name was Joe and not Joseph Malanji, thereby doubting if it was issued by qualified medical personnel, prompting the court to subpoena the said medical personnel responsible to appear before the court on 25 August 2025 to be questioned by the state on any issues of doubt. In this matter, Malanji is jointly charged with former Secretary to the Treasury Fredson Yamba and are facing about 10 counts and were both found with a case to answer last year and placed on their defense, which they concluded early this year. According to the state, between January 2020 and August 2021, Yamba, then serving as Secretary to the Treasury, irregularly authorized the transfer of 108 million to the Zambian mission in Turkey for real estate procurement. The prosecution contends that the transaction did not follow established financial procedures. In the same period, Malanji is accused of possessing a Bell 430 helicopter, a Bell 206 Jet Ranger, the Gibson Royal Hotel, and 3 houses in Silver Rest, all believed to be tainted property acquired through proceeds of crime. He has consistently denied owning the assets in questions. During his defense, Malanji called 2 witnesses, among them former Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Chalwe Lombe, who confirmed traveling with him to Turkey in December 2020 on a special assignment from the then President Edgar Lungu. Another witness, FNB Bank Dyson Intenga, testified about large cash deposits made in the accounts of Gibson Air Charter, the company said to have purchased the aircraft. Both Malanji and Yamba have maintained their innocence, dismissing the allegations as politically motivated. We'll take a break, and when we're back, we monitor BBC.
Get ready for a life-changing experience.
There is a peace that you can have even though you are broke. There is a peace you can have even though you are not in a relationship. There is a peace you can have even if you don't have a house or a job.
3 days Word Conference, Loving the Lord, featuring powerful speakers from Zambia and America. You won't want to miss out on this opportunity to deepen your faith.
Come and be part of this great convocation. 3 days Word Conference. The Word will be able to build you. See you in this great meeting.
Mark your calendars for August the 29th to the 31st and join us at Christ Life Church, plot number 4, Zambezi Road, Meanwood, Ibex. Don't miss out on this chance to encounter the Lord and be transformed. Word Conference, Loving the Lord, Encounter, Transform, be transformed.
The second of 2 American brothers convicted of murdering their parents more than 30 years ago has been denied his request for release from prison. The parole board spent over 12 hours considering whether to approve Lyle Menendez, who's now 57, for parole before denying his request. It comes a day after his younger brother Eric was also denied parole, meaning both will now stay in prison for at least another 3 years before they can apply again. The brothers have served 35 years of a life sentence for the 1989 shotgun murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills home in California, in a notorious case that still divides Americans. Increased attention has been paid to it following a recent Netflix series. Well, our Los Angeles correspondent Peter Bowes told us more about the parole board hearing.
It was a very long hearing. It went on all day, and just like the day before when Eric Menendez appeared before the board, Lyle Menendez was questioned about his time in prison. That is the key issue at these parole board hearings. They want to see how the inmate has behaved, whether they've followed prison rules, that kind of thing. And they said that to a large extent he had been a model prisoner. Lyle Menendez got an opportunity himself to address the board, and he expressed remorse. He expressed extreme sadness about what had happened. He says his mum and dad didn't have to die on that day. And the board said that despite his remorse, which they considered to be genuine, that he still potentially posed a risk to the general public, and that's why he wasn't being released. And largely the same reason was given for his younger brother Eric, which means that the pair of them will continue to stay behind bars, and in both cases.
Today on Laugh Out Loud, the picture has been captioned, "When a blind eye has its own eye." Have a look. When a blind eye has its own eye. That's it with the news on CBC today. Let's have a recap of the headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema attends 120-year Baptist Church celebrations in Mpongwe. Zambia ready to host World Health Organization meeting. Presbyterian women urged to lead in ending GBV. Ministry of Agriculture announces commencement of feast redemption and deadline for maize sales to the Food Reserve Agency. On behalf of the news crew, my name is Kondwelani Jose. Until next time, pleasant viewing. God bless you.